What's up, team? Welcome to the stream, which we will start in just a little bit. We'll get her going. We're just gonna do some casual, chill, shiny hunting today. Maple Story still, some people are saying it's done, but it's still not letting me launch even after I reloaded my Nexon launcher. So we'll go back to Maple Story tomorrow, but we haven't done any Pokemon content at all in like the last week and a half, so let's do that. We'll do some shiny hunting. I did get my shiny Sprigatito eventually, so we're hunting for a shiny Sandile now. I'll show in a moment the eggs that I have. I spent all day at work just tapping A and getting eggs. So we'll hatch those. We'll do some raids along the way. Yeah, that's the plan. So, without further ado, you'll see we have shiny Cacnea in the... Oh, we'll save. In the corner. Let me just check here. I don't know if this is working, but I want to turn background music off for now. Let's see, it should be hang on just a sec. I might have to check my stream on my phone. See if it works here. Give me 2 seconds. I might need to turn the music down. Oh, wait, you'll hear the echo for a second here. Oh, no, it's not playing any sound. That's why, because the song switched over. Hang on 2 seconds. I just want to see if I can get the game audio to play. That's what I need. Game audio. Let's see. Oh, I think I have to do that. Hang on. We'll just keep troubleshooting here just a sec. Again, you might hear an echo because I'm trying to hear it on my own stream as well. Okay. Well, what we'll do, we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll figure it out as we go. We'll just vibe to the music for now, and we'll turn the music up a little bit because the game audio doesn't seem to be capturing. Or I will try doing that. Just that and that. And we'll just go from there. So, we'll just have the vibe music up a little bit more. And yeah, so the plan for today, we've got about that many eggs that are all sandile eggs. Hopefully, as many as possible that are. Here, actually, we adjust the music just a bit. There. Hopefully, these all turn out to be hidden ability sandiles. But that's what we're gonna find out. So we'll just keep hatching them. We'll just run around looking for raids. And yeah. I'm not going to do Walking Wake or whatever the other one is, Iron Leaves raids. I already caught them both and just honestly don't feel like going through the hassle of those raids again. So yeah, we're just gonna shiny hunt, see about if we can get a Pokemon. It's gonna probably bother me in like 5 minutes that the game capture audio isn't working, but for now we'll just pretend that it is. That's not a shiny item. It's fine. Just off we go. And up we go. Fight this bug raid. And of course, feel free to drop any hellos and stuff in chat. I'm happy to join any raids that are good and or 5-star raids that are not the event raids. Oh, how easy. I don't even need to switch. We'll just kill it in one shot with Talonflame. Easy peasy. And we got the blessing of Shiny Cacnea in the corner. He will bless us in... Oh, was that just my game audio kicking in? My headset did a thing. Could be anything. Alright. But we have this sort of kind of music going on. And easy kill. Simple as that, really. We might switch to shiny hunting while we hatch eggs, if we can find something interesting. But I find that it's so easily interrupted, and if you're using a shiny sandwich to increase spawn rate, having it interrupted to hatch eggs in between is always a little annoying, in my opinion. So, maybe not. Let's go to this one first. I tried to avoid it. Problem is I'm playing on a smaller screen because I can't get my gosh darn switch to play. But that's fine. It's all good. Everything's fine. 10 minutes of troubleshooting with no resolution is perfect. It's exactly what you want on a stream. Although, if someone can say if they can hear it, because I know before that it was working for everyone but me. If you want to let me know, that'd be great. But it didn't seem to be working when I pulled up my stream on my phone. So who knows? Maybe it's working, maybe it's not. It's not giving me the bars saying yes, it's working. But that could just be it's not giving me the bars. Not that it's not working. Wow, not even a hidden ability Pelipper. Ridiculous. No, that's... My game audio, do you not work? Don't catch. Because we're short on Terra shards right now. Because I've been using a bunch to alter my teams and what have you, so just doing some raids along the way will help us just build a collection of Terra shards that we need. Oh, and let's see, has Shiny Cacnea blessed us with a shiny already? We'll find out today. Nope. On today's episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'd say that's a pretty good that announcer and song. But we got like from box 19 to 30, that's to 31, that's 12 boxes, 30 eggs apiece. That's 360 eggs. As far as Matsuda odds go, I've hatched about six boxes of eggs so far with Sandiles, so I should, in theory, have rolled enough times to have gotten a shiny, but the kings of RNG have not blessed us yet. Ooh, ditto. Let's open it up to people. We'll turn on online mode. Oh no, that reset it. Oh well. Yeah, we get it walking awake, all that sort of stuff. Alright, well, we'll challenge that alone then. Go Talonflame. I forgot I'm plugged in, so it doesn't matter if I sit online. When I'm playing like on the couch or something like that, I never play online because the battery just gets slurped. Oh, I was thinking that would one shot. It's gonna put up its darn shield. And I'm gonna be annoyed. Ah, sucker. Oh, it's not. I guess this is only 3-star. Explode. Bye-bye now. And we won't go back to the desert. We'll do a whole round. We'll go everywhere around here until all our eggs are hatched, or until we get back to the desert and have done every raid from here to the desert. All right, so that desert, that is in the desert, not for us. The sort of downside will be that that if we get a shiny very quickly, we still will have like 10 boxes of eggs. So I'm kind of hoping we get one like later on. Plus it makes for a more interesting stream, just hoping and hoping and hoping as we run raid after raid. Go away, I already have one of you. That's shiny. And before anyone asks or says it, I am hatching instead of running around catching because I want a hidden ability sandile, and I'd prefer not to use an ability patch. Of course, if I get the shiny and it doesn't have hidden ability, I'll be forced to, but I would rather not default to having to use an ability patch. That would be the desire, at least. Not have to use an ability patch right away. And our current breeding is all best and one very good in special attacks, so we'll replace it if we get an all best or an all best and fantastic. But outside of that, that's what we're working with. We won't challenge this group. We will challenge with just Iron Hands. Challenge alone. I like this. Human music is what we'll call it. This really does sound like the Rick and Morty human music, just with a little blink in there every once in a while. Alright, go team. And I still haven't got confirmation, or really bothered to check, if there is a square shiny in this game. Or square shinies still exist in this game. It'd be cool if they do, but I'm just unsure if they do or not. Don't catch. Alright, which direction? I'll go right, because I don't see any on the left, so that's our next one. And you gotta love when it's raining that this game still runs so smoothly. I hate it. I hate how this game performs sometimes. Running at 20 frames per second. Yeah, Iron Hands with Earthquake just to handle basically everything. All of these 3-star raids. Look at that team. Does the team change every time when you're online? I honestly haven't checked or tested it out because I don't play online all the time. Shiny! Exactly. That's what we're going for. Everything shiny Dragon Tamer. We're going for every single Pokemon shiny. Except for not. I know there are people out there like that, but right now we're just going for a shiny team. Nice, exactly. Exactly. You just want a full shiny team. I'm trying to get a Sandile for a team that I'm wanting to build. It's a team that got pretty popular off of YouTube. I would guess all dragon types. Or let me guess, dragon types. Dragapult, Dragonite, Haxorus. Ah, darn. Am I wrong? Am I get close? I'm going off Dragon Tamer, so I'm thinking dragons. Going off of your username. All right, hit it with me. What we got? What's our team? Ooh, no dragon type shinies. You'll get them one day. They're on the way. Go away, Tropius. Don't need ya. Little crocodile. Crocoboy. Two bug. Or 2 water, 2 normal, and a bug. Okay, water, I would guess, I guess Gyarados, one of the water, and, Samurott as the other water, Lokix as the bug, one of the bugs, or the bug. And then normal would be a Lechonk, or I don't remember. Oinkalong. Ah, darn. I'm trying to guess. I'm trying to think of all the. Are we talking? Are they okay? Another hint. Are they all Gen 9, or are they? Are any of them Gen 9, or are they all from previous gens? One is an Oinky Boy. Okay, I got one of them. Oinkalong, one of them. So you got 1 water, or 2 waters, 1 normal, and a bug. Yeah, are they, which gen are they, or not which gen are they, but, which, like, are they all Gen 9, or are they scattered? Flamingos. Bye. See, no. Shiny little crocodile. First gen multiple Evas, so, and it's not Gyarados. So we got, we don't have Squirtle yet in this game. So I'm going to guess water type, first gen multiple evolutions. Poliwag, not in this game. I'm trying to think. I know I'm obviously thinking. Would it be Shelter? Slash, Cloyster? Trying to think of any other first gen water types that are in this game. If it's this game too, I did. Oh no, if you have an Oinkalong, then obviously it's this game. Oh, that'll be fun raid. Let people join this one. We'll let anyone join. And we'll see. So 1 water is multiple Eevos first gen. So the only ones I'm thinking coming to mind are Cloyster, Quillfish. Oh no, Quillfish is Gen 2. And doesn't have multiple evos, so doubly out. Trying to think. Who else we got? Oh, it's a that one was too easy. Okay, so it's a Vaporeon. Evolution. So you've got Vaporeon, Oinkalong. So then one more water, one bug, and one. Oh, I should have brought Annihilate, not Kingambit. Oh well. So you got one water, one normal, one bug that I still have to get. Okay, let's do the bug type. Is the what gen is the bug type? Don't give me too many hints about it. Just what gen bug is it from? And I should be able to get it. Because it could be. I'm trying to think. So we got Lokix, Pavilion. Tarantula guy, who's Spidops, whatever you call it. Those are from this gen. Nobody brings shiny to these raids to flex like I do. Come on, you gotta flex, man. Look at that. Simple. Oh, my Terra Charge. Yeah, I should have brought Annihilate instead of Kingambit. I'm trying to think what other bug types are in this game. I'm not cheating. I'm not gonna look it up. That would be cheating. I'm not gonna try and find it online. What did it just use to cloak itself in Mystical Veil? Was that Safeguard? Oh, it's got a Mirror Herb. First gen bug type. Okay. First gen bug type in this game. What first gen bug types are in this game? That's a no problem. No worries. First gen bug type in this game. Not category. Venonat. It's a Venonat. Oh, non-shiny is green. Non-shiny green first gen bug type. Shiny is green. Oh, Scyther. Isn't Scyther Gen 2? But I guess if you looked it up. Smidgen Pink, would it be Scyther? Am I right in Scyther? Or Scyther Gen 2? Because I know Scyther is shiny is green and not green, and then Caesar turns like yellowy green gold. Okay, it is Scyther. Hey, there we go. Alright. Wait, is he bug? I thought he was grass flying. Although he does look like he should be bug. Now it's Caesar, yeah. Caesar is bug still. I guess, yeah. And look at that. A Scyther right there. I could have guessed too if I just looked around. Alright, where's the next nearest? Bug steel, yeah. I guess that makes sense. So why would Caesar be grass? If Caesar is bug, why would Caesar be or Scyther be grass? That makes sense. My mind was not on top of that one. Moon Bear, so that'd be Teddy Ursa / Ursa Ring. I have a shiny Ursa Ring. Twinsies. And it's green, right? Green little shiny bear. Yep. I love that. I have my Ursa Ring as well. A nice shiny. Alright, and then the water type, the last water type. Again, just give me the gen it's from, and I'll see if I can guess it. So the non-Vaporeon water type shiny we got. The last one. Oh. Leave me alone. Want to say first? Okay, if it's another first gen, or possibly second gen. Don't remember? Alright, so it's an earlier gen though, like not, it's not like last, like it's not like Gen 7. Maybe Surskit. Not Poliwag, not Palooza. Is it Slowpoke or Slowbro, Slowking, one of the Slowvolutions? Which I think... Yeah, I don't remember if those are Gen 1 or Gen 2. I know in Gen 2, Slowbro had like a storyline around it, like, or they were trying to steal the Slowbro tails, or Slowpoke tails. But I don't remember if it was introduced in that gen, or if that was just a storyline in that gen. There was, yeah, because it might have been Slowpoke and Slowbro were in Gen 1, but then, it's water due to his name and his pre-evolution's name should be swapped to better fit each other's evolutions. Yeah, so the evolution, evolution is better named than its pre-evolution. Like what it's called as its evolved form should be what its pre-evolution form is. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, water types in this game. Floatzel. Not Toxapex. I'm thinking out loud. I'm trying to think. So it's not Buizel. It's not Wingull. That's later. Multiple types or just one type? Think just water? Okay. Just water type from an early gen. Multiple evolutions. 2 evolutions, I would guess. With your re-evolution note there. Should have been water psychic. Oh, Golduck. Which, yeah, I think is Gen 1. I also have a shiny Golduck. But I didn't get it a shiny Psyduck. I just happened upon a Golduck. Yeah, that always bothered me. That he, yeah, he gets like psychic moves and all the psychic like stuff, but he was never water psychic. He should have been. The fact that it like his pre-evolution is named like Psyduck. Nice. I have a lot of shinies. So I have shiny Golduck. While hunting for shiny Vaporeon, perfect. This is my shinies box. These are just I random encountered and then evolved them, like Rabiska. I caught shiny Relor and evolved him, which is he's one of my favorites. Happened upon a bunch of these. Oh yeah, sometimes your luck is just so out there. I like this shiny version of Oricorio. Um, purple Toxicroak is pretty awesome. Oricorio is pretty awesome. White Whale is that's an obnoxious shade of white and yellow. I love it, but I also hate it. Pyroar really doesn't look that different, it's just sort of brighter. Braviary, I love the shiny form. I like the blue instead of the red. Palmot, sort of just a pinky kind of guy. He's pretty cool. Mabastiff, he's just sort of purple, kind of meh. Glalie, one of my least favorite shiny. Eyes just red. It's just exactly the same except for red eyes. Here's the shiny Ursaring. I like the blue fur, or the green fur. Shiny Jeff. I forget why I named him Jeff, but I named him Jeff. He's pink. Kilowattrel, sort of purpley. Golduck, you've seen Golducks. Got some cool coloring. Lokix was the first shiny Pokemon I got in this game. Yeah, it's really cool. I like Iron Valiant shiny, and Iron Jugulis I just don't like it at all in general, even his not shiny, but I got one. Clodster, I love his shiny. Red and blue, pretty cool. Tatsugiri, there are 3 different shiny versions. I got the tricky one. Lechonk. I thought I saw Lechonk, and I think I missed it. Like, I think I saw it run by while I was, like, battling something else, and then I missed it. Shiny Phalanx is pretty neat. Shiny Luxray is pretty awesome as well with the gold. Shiny Azumarill, bright yellow. Yeah, the Tarantula guy, and then I caught a shiny Floatzel, and then, like, immediately after saw a shiny Buizel, so I got those. And then my actual ready Pokemon are mostly shiny too, so I got my shiny Kingambit, of course. I got my shiny Poltegeist, shiny Dragonite, shiny Meowscarada, which I don't like the shiny, it's just purple, or it's not as cool. Shiny Sableye, who I think is awesome. Shiny Clodsire, because he's a little blue boy. Shiny Iron Thorns, I think it's called. I like shiny Titan too. He's just cool. He's a big boy as well. Shiny Charizard. Shiny Greninja. Shiny Gastrodon. Yeah, it's... because it's supposed to be Meowscarada, but it's written Meowscarada. Is where it is. I know it's supposed to be like a masquerade Meowscarada, but it's written Meowscarada. Is how it's written. Yeah, exactly. Meowscarada. That's what it is, but it's supposed to be like a masquerade Meowscarada. Is the pun they were going for, but it didn't work out. But yeah, then I got my shiny Gastrodon, which looks almost identical to regular. Shiny, whatever this is, Tauros, but also looks almost identical to the regular one. And then lastly, shiny Iron Hands, who is just shiny. And those are all my shinies so far, with more hopefully coming soon. The next ones I'm getting are going to be, of course, Sandile, and then I'm gonna aim for a Flamigo, because that'll complete or wipe up my team, like that I want to make. And then from there, I'm not sure what else. Or no, after that, then I'm gonna finally go for a shiny Cacnea. Cacnea, of course, being my favorite Pokemon. I have no problem with Cacturn, but it's not my second favorite. But I do like Cacturn too. So after I get my team, I'm just gonna go. I need the shiny Cacnea for my team, just to, you know, I gotta have him. Yeah, shiny Eevees. The problem with Eevee shiny hunting is they're just, with all the evolutions, you just gotta go, yeah, exactly. There's so many of them, you need all 9. Wait, what type? Fairy, yeah, we'll do it with, Kingambit. In Sword and Shield, I think I have 3 out of 9. I have Espeon, Vaporeon, and I think Jolteon. I think I have 3 out of them. Yeah, exactly. You hatching so many egg shinies too. Because like, you know, you have a 1 in 500 chance at your max odds, or 512 or whatever it is. But it becomes so like, it's so hard to get all 9. Like you're just box after box after box to finally get 1, and then box after box after box just to get another 1. It's so it's a lot. But yeah, I like that all the evolutions are pretty they're all pretty neat. None of them are like, I would say none of them are bad shinies. Here, that's game over for this Haxorus. Or Fracture. There we go. Game over, man. Yeah. Those are the next shinies on my list after Sandile are going to be Flamigo and then Cacnea. Because we live for Cacneas on this channel. He's always here. He is always watching over us. Yeah, I mean, even then, yeah, they're not the best, but they're not the worst. I think the worst shinies, like this gen, just absolutely messed up their shinies. I don't know what they were thinking. With like the shinies for Cerulege and I think Armor Edge or whatever, Armor Rouge, whatever the armor version are, whereas like they just changed like the slight tint in their eyes was the worst shiny like I've seen in a long time. And then like shiny Tauros in this gen also just like slightly switch the gray and the black. It's so bad. Oh yeah, they're not all bad. Like yeah, I like the bright pink Lechonk. It's a great shiny. But I don't know, just so many of the shinies in this gen, like I think more than previously. Cause yeah, I mean you'd get like Scyther too, like is older and has always been like green and green. Yeah, just some of the worst ones in this gen. Yeah, Red Spider's pretty cool too. I guess every gen has their bad shinies. Like the original shiny Torchic in Gen 3 is just like a slightly darker orange, which they did change to be a more drastic orange in the end. But yeah, I guess, you know, I shouldn't complain because there are some bad ones, but there are some good ones. The shiny Spider. I do like the shiny Tatsugiri, that there are 3 different shiny versions. And like they're all like, only one of them is like similar to the others, and that's the one I have. Like shiny Tatsugiri, there's a white one, and then I think another one is, it's not yellow. I'd have to look it up, but I'm not going to. But yeah, the Tatsugiri line has a few different, or a shiny for each of its different forms. So you can throw people off if you throw out the right shiny one, because they won't know which exactly. Raids? I'm doing raids, but I'm more focused on the hatching and then just doing like the raids as they pop up. But if you want to join my raid, if you're playing, I'll open up the code, or I can even start a circle group, whatever it is, a friend circle. You can join via the code. I'm fine with that. We can run around, run into each other now and then. Yeah, the raids are just going to be a casual, you know, as I'm egg hatching, because the egg hatching is the primary goal today. We have 19. We have a lot of boxes of eggs that we're going through, so Exactly. You can bring your shinies. You can toss them out. We can have a look-see over them. See them, that shiny Vaporeon and shiny Caesar. Here we go. Let's see this raid first. Ice Cube. We can do that. Hey, Oak Not Hoax. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. If you're on your strip, your Switch, Oak, I'm probably gonna host a group in a few moments. Absolutely feel free to join as well. You can run around doing raids as necessary. As your false swiper? Yeah. Oh, and thank you very much for the follow, Not Hoax. Yeah, my false swiper is my Ceruledge. But my old false swiper and usually my go-to false swiper is Haxorus, just because he's crazy high tech. And thank you as well for the follow, Dragon Tamer. Very, very much appreciated. Here goes Iceface. Yeah, Haxorus, just because he's got that crazy attack, makes him just a phenomenal false swiper. But I guess with Technician, that yeah, it's Snowscape, I get it, yeah, it's snowy and all that sort of stuff. And there's his Iceface again. Yeah, I guess Technician would also make false swipe on Caesar pretty phenomenal. Is it gonna do this animation every time? Something's flipping out in my game. Okay, no, it's just when he used Snowscape, and then I broke it again immediately. Ouch. Iron Hands leveled up? Yeah, exactly. Belly Drum Drain Punch is just the, it's just the go-to combo. It's just such a good raid clearer for anything it's super effective on, or even just normal effective on. It's still just such an effective raid clearer. Alright, now we'll open up the friend circle. Once this game continues to run at higher than like 5 frames per second. Alrighty, let's have a look-see. Union circle, that's what's called. Former group. Yes I do. Yeah, I know what it is. I've actually been here before. Getting a group. Alright, group DTLVNR. Go ahead, feel free to join. Yeah, Drain Punch is so good, because then you can just, like, even if it, like, is dying, which it doesn't usually die unless you're facing something with high special attack, Drain Punch just keeps it alive, right? You just keep draining, and when you're maxed out your attack with, when you've maxed out your attack with Belly Drum, you're just unstoppable for the most part, and unless you're facing like a particularly high special attacker, like if you're facing the ones that always get me are Gardevoir or Hatterene, they need to get the internet. Oh yeah, no problem. Exactly, yeah. I usually run. I don't even bother with the Citrus Berry, because I'll just, like, even just one Drain Punch in your back to at least, like, 3/4 of the way there. Because his defense and HP are high, too. Like, he's just, like, the perfect Raidmon. Him, Annihilape is another good Raidmon that I see all the time. I see people bringing, like, it bothers me every single time. Here we go. And here we're all in together. When I see people going in with like Cerulege or like Cinderace, they bring it into a raid, and then it's just like, it's dead. It's dead again. It's dead again. It's dead again. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you gotta be good. What's up, team? Oh, we got 2 Violet and 1 Scarlet player. That's how she is. There we go. That's the way to do it. There's Talonflame. He's in for a visit. There's Vaporeon. Bright pink kind of guy. Who we got in the back? Who we got in the back, Oak? Who is it? Who is it? Who we got? I can't even tell what it is. It's a little... Wait, is it an Applin? A shiny Applin? Oh, I love it. Are you going Appleton or are you going Flapple with it? I love it. A little green Granny Smith apple. Oh, just keeping that one normal? Here, this is my guy. This is honestly, my favorite shiny I've got so far this gen is Titan. He's a big boy. There's Caesar. He's so slow. So big and dopey. Get him. I love him. You my shiny boy. But I need to get, I also want, after I get my shiny Cacnea, shiny Annihilape is on the list too. Ooh, shiny Palafin out there. Nice. Oh, this is my other cute boy. Shiny Teddy Ursa. Oh wait, I should get out my shiny, he's like camouflaged. My Sableye's just camouflaged. Wait, is that a shiny Strudel? It is. After him. Oh, I didn't know the evolution was bright pink too. I knew that shiny Sableye. I knew that shiny Lechonk was pink, but I didn't know that wait, I'm gonna get out my Golduck too. Yeah, I gotta make sure Talonflame is somewhere in the mix too though, because he's my only good flame body Pokemon for hatching. Golduck. The Duck Boys. Duck Boys. Yeah, Duck Boys. And yours is bigger. Cerulege. Naruto. Blue Naruto. This is what we call Cerulege. Good old Blue Naruto. Oh! I see we're going shiny. Segmented now. I like Orthworm. There's my shiny Phalanx. We online, boys. My Phalanx is like broken. It's like a Tetris piece. Love it. Alright. Back to raids. Raids and shiny hatching. And we'll see, if you see any good raids, feel free to invite me. And I'll open it up too, if you guys want to join my raids, of course. Ooh, we'll stop for a picnic. Talonflame went right to sleep, of course. Little nerd. I love the spinning. Alright. Alright. Onwards and upwards. Where's my next raid? Oh, too far out. We'll go... we'll go here. I'm gonna be doing raids, so I don't need any hatching power, but I mean, you guys can absolutely do, like... I think you're... So you're, not raids, your... What are these called? Outbreaks are gonna be set by my spawn right here, so I mean, you should be able to see, like, if you want any of those shiny, or there's shiny Dratinis there. I don't think if you have Scarlet... Oh, I hate the old internet noise. If you have Scarlet, you won't get the drag cloaks, unless I'm there. But shiny Capsace Kid if you make a grass sandwich there. But I actually have done... I did extensive testing. The shiny sandwiches do not have an effect on egg hatching. I made so many shiny grass sandwiches when I was hatching Masquerada. Which again, it's I know it's supposed to be Masquerada, but it's Masquerada. I made so many. We'll just kill this ourselves because that's a weaken. But yeah, they don't affect the egg shiny rate, which is a little annoying. I feel like it should, right? I mean, if it increases rates, it should increase the rates at any level, be it the rates of wild encounters or the rates of eggs. But I mean, hey, they didn't for a reason. No big deal. I thought it was shiny for a second, but I think it was just a bad graphic holdover. Yeah, just a bad graphic holdover. Shiny Frostlass, I think it's very similar to how it normally looks, but I think it's got a bit more of a bluish tint where all that's like pink and red are. I think it has sort of a bluish tint to it. It's a pretty cool shiny. Also, it's easier to hunt for shiny Frostlass than it is for shiny Glalie. Or it's harder to hunt for shiny Frostlass than it is to hunt for shiny Glalie, because Glalie Snorunt will only turn into Frostlass if it's female. So if you're hunting for shiny Snorunts, you won't necessarily get a Frostlass, but you can guarantee a Glalie. So if you get the Frostlass right off of the cuff, then it right off rip, as the kids are saying. That's probably the best way to get that. But yeah, it's sort of I believe it's sort of a bluish, instead of anywhere where it's pink, it's sort of a bluish color. Oh, we're on a hill. We get to see what it looks like. Come on, we're getting the shiny here, right? Oh, the next one. The next one's the shiny one. Guaranteed. This one. Guaranteed this is the shiny. For sure. Not quite. Actually, I was lying. It's the next one that's going to be the shiny one. This one's the shiny one. For sure. That Psyduck's eyeing me something fierce. So close. So close. There are 2 raids around here. Let's let's go to this. There was a skiddo. I did not see. Yard zone. Come on, baby. Spin it, spin it, spin it, and so shiny dragon sandwich here. I don't know it off the top of my head. Give me 2 seconds. I have a picture saved on my phone in my Pokemon folder. That's what you'll need. So you'll need to do 2 avocados, then 2 Herba Mystica. It doesn't matter which 2, but you need 2. It doesn't actually matter which ones you need. You don't need salty Herba Mysticas necessarily. You just need any 2. If you do 2 of your first ingredient. So 2 avocado, and then either 1 serving of, I usually do onion, green pepper, or onion, yellow pepper, and red pepper. And then, so yeah, so sorry, I'll start again. Start with 2 avocados, then either onion, pickle, red pepper, yellow pepper, or red onion. You'll need 4 of those, but you'll want them all to be separate. 2 of whatever Herba Mystica, doesn't matter which ones. And then either salt, mayonnaise, or butter. A combination of either salt and mayonnaise, or mayonnaise and butter, or butter and salt. And that should be all your ingredients. Here, I'll set up a picnic. I won't use the ingredients, but I'll show you. Might actually be easier. Oh, you're already hosting a picnic. Here, I'll come to you. Where are you in the map? I'll come to you. And then I can give it to you. I have no problem with that. I have a lot of them. Are you up near the, are you like over here by the Dratinis? Or are you still back here by the Dragon Raid? Whereabouts? Like, give me like a direction on the map, like top northwest, Castle Royale Lake. Give me a landmark, I'll come find you. And then I can show you. I can join your picnic left of the lake. Because, yeah, your raids are going to be different from mine. Because as you can see, only my raids show up on my map. I can go to your raids, and I'm just remembering that's probably the raid I'm running to. Is probably one of your guys' raids. But unfortunately, I can't use them. It just says, like, oh, this is... Oh, to the right of the lake? Okay, no worries. Right of the lake. Close to the watchtower 2 here. I'll find you. No, no problems. Oh, hang on. We'll see. Here's that shiny, that shiny Sandile right here. Wha-bam! Not quite. Right hand side. Alright, let's find... Where is... I thought there was a... marker or something when it's... You guys, he said near the Dragon Raid. Should be this way. I think, because I don't think that's one of my raids. Closer to the mountain or further from the mountain? And let's see. I'll find you. It's a game of hide and seek in a very big area. Woodbridge, by the Woodbridge. I know where the Woodbridge is. Leap. Fly. Right hand side of the lake by the Woodbridge. That's up there. on the way. Oh yeah, dragon outbreak, yeah. No problem. We're all good. We'll find it. Again, giant hide and seek. Which is actually very... This is like, it would be a fun game to do it in, but at the same time, nearly impossible to find somebody. Oh, right by the tower. So right over here, by the wood bridge. Wait, do I see you? There's the tower. I would guess across the wood bridge. Oh, there you are. I see. There's you go. There's Koraidon and Miraidon. Woo! Alright, if you want to set up the picnic dragon tamer, I will join your picnic. Whoosh. I'm gonna also replace my eggs while you set up the picnic. So yeah, we have I have my current breeding Sandile is very good special attack and everything else is best. So we're only going if we can get fantastic or higher in special attack and best everything else. Not that we need stats necessarily, but... Oh, was it saying you were too close to people? Where are you? Where'd you go? Wait, did you go back over here? I lost you while I was switching up my eggs. Picnic. Near the tower still? Or are you closer to the raid now? Or the, outbreak? Close to the outbreak. Alright. I gotcha. On my way. Oh, wait, sorry. The Dragcloak, outbreak or the Dratini outbreak before I go down? Ah, so close. Almost made it across. Dragcloak. Alright. That was over here somewhere, I believe. Yes. Alright, there we are. Yes. Oh. Alright. So let's all make a sandwich. You'll have to initiate it. The host has to initiate the sandwich making. Now I don't know. Remember, Dragon Tamer, if you've got Scarlet, once I leave the area, the Dragcloaks won't spawn. I don't think, because I think it's based off of my spawn rate. Okay, you got Scarlet. Okay, perfect. Then Dragon Tamer should be free and clear. Perfect. Nothing in the basket. Alright, perfect. Let's get cooking. Make a sandwich. I ain't gonna bow to helping. 3 out of 3. Okay. So, we'll go creative mode. We go 2 avocados. Then, I usually do red onion, or regular onion, red onion. Here, you can just let me pick it. It's pickle and then red pepper. And then, because I have lots of these, we use 2 sour. Why not? So then 2 of any herba mystica. And then either mayonnaise, butter, or salt. Boom. And that's all you need. And that'll give you Dragon Power 3, Sparkling Dragon 3, Tidal Power Dragon 3, and Spawn Rate Dragon 3. And I think if you hit 2 avocados, so 2 avocados, and then the list, it's you can use any combination of the next 4, but it's red peppers, yellow peppers, red onions, regular onions, and pickles are the 4 that you want to select. And then 2 of whatever herba mystica, and then either salt, butter, or mayonnaise as your last 2. Wabam. Alright, and we'll probably want to start with the avocado, I believe is usually where you want to start, because it's a little bigger, but doesn't really matter. Because, yeah, they're all, the reason you pick those ones is because they're all so easily stackable. Like, because you can use, instead of onions and peppers, you can use lettuce, but lettuce is big and falls off very easily. So it's not the greatest to use. So you want to pick these sort of smaller, easier to stack on ingredients that are flat and oh, perfect. I don't know who has the bread. The bread! It's alright. We're all good. Exactly. This is going to be a wonderful thing. I think without the bread, it'll still count. I think as long as you get all the ingredients on, it's fine. A tasty Dragon Tamer original. Yep, Sparkling Dragon 3, Tidal Dragon 3, and Counter Dragon 3. Bango bango, that's how you do it. Alright. And I shall find the nearest raid of mine from there. Yeah, I know. I never worry about the bread. It's like, the bread is the last thing. Who cares? But yeah, you should be good now. It should give you some crazy spawn there on dragon types. And us as well. And they might be shiny. I wish you good luck on the shiny Dragcloak, because shiny Dragcloak is awesome. It's yellow. I actually, in Sword and Shield, I made it a mission to get every dragon type that was currently in the game as a shiny. Or every token dragon, so I got like all the 3 evolution dragon types in Sword and Shield. And they're all pretty awesome. But definitely Dragapult's shiny is one of the cooler dragon type shinies you can find out there. Plus you have the shiny charm. Exactly. I don't know what the exact rates are, but I'm pretty sure that with the shiny sandwich and the shiny charm, that it comes down to something like, I think it's still higher than breeding. Like, I think it's like 550, but because when you're in a an outbreak, the spawn rate is so high, it counteracts like the fact that you just keep re-rolling over and over again. Like it counteracts that the odds are technically worse because you're just encountering so many at the same time. Like it counteracts the fact that the odds are technically worse. Leave me be, I'm just hatching. Why must you attack me? An innocent man on a bicycle. That's a robot. That's a Pokemon. My bicycle, robot, dragon Pokemon. Bye-bye. I'm running into all the Titsukuris too. Ah, I thought that it was yellow. You thought you saw it, but it was not quite. Unfortunate. Yeah, especially with the ones that it's like, you know, just parts of it are different. You're like, oh, is that it? But it's always the light plate restricts on you. When I was getting shiny Poltegeist, I did that all the time where I'm like, there's one, but it's because it's so small and the lighting was so like, it's so like weird because it's in the like yellowy plains area. It was just so hard to see and tell if it was shiny or not. I think fortunately the game, if you're auto attacking, your Pokemon doesn't attack shiny Pokemon. I think that I tried to attack it, then I'm like, hey, wait, no, that's the shiny. And, like, fortunately, Talonflame did not kill it. GG? Wait, you already find one? Because if you did... Oh, evolved it into Golduck. I did see the raids going down, so you're nearing... I think that comes up when you've killed 48 of the mobs. I think you need to kill 60 to get maximum shiny efficiency. Because shiny Golduck kind of ugly. It's true. It's true. Shiny Psyduck is kind of cuter with the blue than shiny Golduck. Ooh. Here, I'll leave you, because you guys are taking... I'm going to challenge this alone with the... Do I have a good water? Oh, no, I have... Iron Hands will handle it. He's got that belly drum earthquake combo, should be able to handle this no problem. We got it. I always forget what this Pokemon's name is. Like, it's one of the Pokemon that, like, everybody uses, but I never remember what it's called. It's... not Toxapex. Something else. Glimora. The name just doesn't fit. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. It's not, they're not selling me on it. And they both use Leer. I should be able to, wreck it in one shot, I would hope. Almost. Ouch. Double ouch. Don't nullify my stat changes yet. Let me use one Drain Punch. Let's see. Oh, I didn't die. It's cheesing me. Dratini, get that shiny, shiny Dragonite. line, always fantastic. Ouch. Poison. I hate that they get so many more attacks than I do, but that's fine. We'll just drain punch it a bit until we can terrastalize. Drain punch. Keep us alive with drain punch. That's all you gotta do. Just maintain. Youch. Who's it blasting? Not me. Doesn't matter. As long as it's not me, I don't care. Oh, I need one more attack. Drain punch. And we'll break down its shield. And then one more earthquake will probably kill it. I don't need to. I won't need to earthquake, I don't think. Or sorry, drain punch, not earthquake. I will need to earthquake. And earthquake. Raid done. Just that easy. Anything worthwhile? A star piece. That's pretty okay. Alright. Oh, did it just turn into a different raid for me? Or is that one of your guys' raid? I think it's one of your guys' raid. It's Rash's Crystal. Alright, we'll go to this. I can't tell if it's fighting or not. Because I have to watch it on a small screen. Because my game capture is so weird. Hey, what's up, Val? Welcome back. We're doing some shiny hunting. We finally did get our Meowscarada from last time you were here. So we're working on Sandile now. Just hanging out. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm playing on the small screen because my no, let's not take the chance. Because my capture is a little wonky when it comes to also being on the like when it comes to streaming, my capture and my Switch just don't like to cooperate, so I gotta play off of my Streamlabs rather than my Switch or off of my monitor. But yeah, we're just shiny hunting for Sandile now and doing some raids. Hopefully all having a good time. We do have one more spot. I don't know if I can invite another person to the group, but we do have another space for if you want to join us in the friend circle. You got people already in here, but I think we do have one more space if you want to join again. Yeah, we're just jamming to some tunes, doing our thing. Whack. There we go. I'm gonna see if I can invite somebody else. I Don't know if it works, but I'll see. Knowing Nintendo, they aren't the greatest at compatibility. One type? What do you mean one type? Or you only have one type? Let's see. Union circle. Oh, I can't. Can you? Oh no, that I can't. Unless oh, but then if you want to join in a little bit, Val will reopen it. But they're just on a shiny sandwich right now, so we don't want to cut the other two out of their shiny sandwich time. But in like 20 minutes or so, we should open it up. If you want to hang out. Oh, I can? I can invite you? Here, hang on. It did say the link code, so here I'll put it back up. If you want to join, because there's I just saw there's an X, like it's aligned out. If you want to try joining, we do have the space. DTL VNR. It is still open. Yeah, I don't know, because, yeah, it's got, like, the circle with the line through it. Okay. Yeah. But, yeah, well, if you want to hang around, just, if you want to my stream for a little bit, we'll, once they're done their shiny sandwich, so we don't interrupt their shiny sandwich hunting time, we can, like, disband and then reform the group. Not a problem at all, because we're happy to have you in the stream. And we'll see. The picnic resets. Yeah, but doesn't it like reset from 0? Or does it because I thought it resets from 0, so we'd have to all re-picnic again. Which if you guys are fine with, we're fine. But Herba Mysticas are a little rare. I also don't know if it costs you your guys' Herba Mysticas. Like, I put all mine in, so I don't know if it costs you yours. I heard that it only costs the host, but that didn't seem true. Oh, yeah. The shiny, yeah, it resets the spawn, you mean? A little over 100 Herbas. Okay, so you're good. Yeah, it might reset or it does reset the spawn. So if you just picnic, unpicnic, picnic, unpicnic, it does re-roll the current mobs around you. I always say mobs because I'm an MMO gamer instead of Pokemon. The wild spawn. Let's see here. Oh, does anybody want to help with a psychic gargancle? And we'll want a special attack dark. Special attack against Dark Ghost. Let's see. Something it won't be able to kill easily. I guess, I mean, I can always bust through with Annihilate. It'll take a bit, but you can always bust through with Annihilate. I've got Screech on it, so I can lower its defense. Or do I have anything on... No, he doesn't have anything. But I do have, if you have anything that has special attack ghost or dark, I can lower its special attack with Miraidon. And his name is Miraidon because me ride on him, of course. If not, I'll just pummel through it with Annihilate. Hopefully. Pummel through it with Annihilate. That's the fingers crossed situation. Alright. I'll just pummel through it. Oh, sorry, I just started. It's, Psychic. I might lose. Or I can always abandon it. No big deal. Yeah, it's a Psychic type, Garganical. Okay. If you want, I can restart, because, yeah, that'll be fantastic. And then I can set up a couple metal sounds, and you should be able to probably one-shot it with, Shadow Ball. If you've got that Lucario kicking around somewhere. I'll just run from the raid. And I have to, damage it first, I think. Rage Fizz. Bunch. Because it should let me just quit. Sandstorm. Oh, come on. Here, we'll use Screech. Why can't I abandon it? It's not doing much damage. Oh, Bug, I guess, is super effective as well. No Assault Cure. Yeah, I guess Annihilate probably... Now can I run? Now it's gonna do the thing it does. I hate the when it does this, when it's like, alright. Let me run. Final Gambit. Maybe if I die. Let me die. Just let me die. I think maybe after I die I can quit. Final Gambit. Let me kill myself. Because the Psychic Garganical is pretty good. Or just Garganical in general is pretty good. Oh, but it doesn't have Purifying Salt. Because it's getting paralyzed. Unless it's... That's why it keeps disappearing. Alright, there we go. One Room, Taunt, Helping Hands, and Screech. Yeah, there you go. That's a, yeah. That's a good, that'll help with the event raids. Why can't I quit the raid? It should let me. Unless it doesn't let me online for some reason. Just kill me. Let me die. Or time me out. Do something. At least use Salt Cure again. Failed. rock slide. And then either Dragon Tamer or Oak, if you want to let me know once your timers run out on your sandwich, and then we'll reform the group. There's not much time left. About 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I figured. It's like we got a bit of time. Yeah, and then Val can join, and we'll all do our thing. And we'll all get shiny Pokemon today. Every single one of us. Guaranteed. Just like I guaranteed the last 6 times that I've said that my Sandai was gonna hatch shiny. It's the same level of guarantee that we're all gonna get shinies today. But look, we got shiny Cacnea looking over us. Nothing can go wrong. How could anything go wrong if we've got shiny Cacnea looking over us? All right. Did you find your Lucario? Try a healer, like build a healer raid. Like, would soft-boiled Blissey work? I don't think so, because Blissey doesn't... I mean, you could work against any special defensive Pokemon, but... Yeah, whoa, I ran through that. Oh, of course I took 3 steps. Pop. Ah, so close. Just a little crocodile boy. Alright. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't help here because I think Garganical is all regular attack. Yeah, if you want to bring your Lucario with Shadow Ball, I will bring Miraidon, and I will just drop its special defense like nobody's business. And you just nasty plot a couple of times, and then we should be able to, like, 1 or 2 shot this. Easy peasy. Just get everybody in on it, and we're all good. Yeah, so I think, what, 2... hopefully one shot. Okay, perfect. Oh, no, that'll help. So you do 2 nasty plots, I'll do 2 metal sounds, and then you can just Shadow Ball. And then we should be good. Oh, it avoided my second metal sound. Oh well. I'll use another one, and hopefully should be fine. There we go. Should be good. Yeah, exactly. 1 or 2 shot. Easy peasy. And I was worried that Electro Drift wasn't going to do much because it's not very effective or it wouldn't affect Rock. But I'm like, oh no, it's Psychic type, so I can use Electro Drift. Oh, our stat changes. You could nasty plot up. Oh, that's fine. Oh, I can. Or here, I can probably cheer and heal you. If it lets me in time. Which it might not. Heal up. It might work. It might not. If not, if you die once, not a big deal. It can't do much to me, so... can restore your HP. Whack. And I'll just use Electro Drift and try hitting it as hard as I can. Or I'll see for when you come back, and then I'll try and use attack up, which I think does special attack and attack up, if I'm not mistaken. It should if it doesn't. Discord? I don't really use Discord. Yeah, exactly. I think it raises both. Go all out. There, and if you nasty plot once and then start hitting it with Shadow Ball, should be golden. Just keeps lowering its speed. Oh, there we go. Here, there we go. This'll kill it. Assuming I don't run out of time while I'm doing the darn transformation. Me ride on. For the win? Yeah, there we go. I'll catch it. May as well. I don't think I have a 5-star Garganical. Also, I'm just gonna be right back. I'm just going to the restroom. You just keep doing what y'all doing. Alright, I'm back. Did we get any goodies? We got some sellable goodies. Alright, let's have a look-see here. The rock salt Pokemon. Alright, where are we gonna put him? I think I have a spot in my Raidmon box somewhere. Yeah, for sure. I can, once we sort of reset it. Who do I not need here? I don't need Bramblegast. Ooh, you got a shiny? Got a shiny Dragcloak? That's 1 out of the 4 promised today. Critical capture to easy peasy. Game too easy. Are you going to help him trade. Now, when you say transfer him on, do you just mean like a trade between like one account to another kind of thing? Oh, that's your crystal. It's not my crystal at all. Okay, yeah, you guys can just trade it up there too. I think you should be able to do it in the circle. No luck. Alright, what we got stats-wise? Nobody good. And I'm kind of vibing to this music. I was just looking around on YouTube for like copyright-free music. I'm kind of vibing with this. Yeah, I'll come have a look at it. Let me just reset my eggs. Yo, Dragoon. Mesa goes near the school. I'm flying to the school. I can get my Dragonite as well. And then our dragons can be buddies. Hey, there he is with the yellow. He's so tiny in comparison to Dragonite. He's just a small boy. But I guess he has another evolution coming. Love it. He's got that fancy gold racing stripes. And Dragonite's a big boy. Are you gonna involve him? Are you gonna evolve him? I'm here, I wanna see. Or do you have enough candies to evolve him is the question. Ooh, Dragon Boy's got that shiny Noivern. Go shiny Dragon Team. Evolved into Dragapult. Yeah, there we go. Now he's bigger. Part of the big Dragon Boys gang. I do love Dragcloak. It's one of the cooler dragons that they've brought out in a while. Here, there we go. All three of them together. Right there. Look at that. Shiny Dragon Boys. That'll be the... wait, and then everybody spin. And then I do also upload on YouTube. That'll be the thumbnail. Is the 3 shiny Dragon Boys. Was there a shiny... Here, let's get... There we go. I'll make a thumbnail out of it somehow. Love it. Absolutely love it. Perfect. Yeah, wait, was there a shiny Noibat? I thought there was a shiny Noibat spawn somewhere out here. Look at that. Just gonna get a close-up of him. There he is. Alright. Was there a shiny Noibat somewhere? Or not a shiny Noibat, a Noibat. I thought up here I saw a Noibat. But that might have been another time. No Noibat. Today, at least, no Noibat. Alright, where to next for me? Oh, I may as well go up here to this Dark-type raid. It's so close and convenient. I don't know if Val is still here, but if you're here, I think we're probably about that time to. We're nearing the time to reset. I think. But I see, according to my Twitch, might have left. We can if I don't see Val in chat anymore, so I don't know if they've. Yeah, Val was here for a while, but might have. Oh, that hurts my ears when I switch like that. But I don't see them in there. It says only 2 people in stream. Okay, yeah, we can trade here. Well, ow, something's like pinging in my ears, and I don't know if it's this song. So I'm gonna just skip ahead. Okay, yeah, we'll reset. I'll do a quick trade with you. So I'm gonna disband the group. Yes. Get disbanded. And then we'll do a link trade. Set link code. We'll do 4268511. Sounds good. 4268511. We should be able to trade. And then we'll reform the group. And then if somebody else shows up, we can let them join the group as well in the meantime. No one found? What? Begin searching. There we go. Alright, you just need me to hold on to some mons that you're gonna trade back to yourself. You can have this for now. Flittle, Ghastly, Frostlass, or Closser. I think I'm good. I would want the Clauncher, but I already have one. And because I do love shiny Clauncher. An orange guy. Venom. Wait, is this? Wait, is this you, Oak? That I'm trading with right now? Okay, I saw like the Asian language name, and I was like, wait, hang on a second. Is that it, or how many do you need to trade? Yeah, exactly. You could have absolutely told me. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Get pranked. Okay, that's it. Perfect. Alright, and then just let me know once you are ready. And we'll use the same link code, but I know you'll need to switch accounts and or games. I was so happy. I will say though, if it helps you, for Matsuda trading, if you, I think they still operate, but if you search link code 888888, or sorry, there was a way to set it here that there's a Matsuda Ditto trade that people have started. Let me see. Yeah, so if you are looking for fair enough. Yeah, I also there was the Ditto event. That's where what I have is my Matsuda Ditto, and I'm like, I'm just not touching it. I'll take you on in a friendly battle, Dragon Tamer. All right, ready to trade? Searching for trade partner. Yeah, I'll take you on once we form the group. I think we should be able to. Venom. Oh, 4 shiny applins. All right. So you're saying that one's foamy? A nice little gift foamy? I have a shiny Buzel, should you so desire it. Venom. I got the Eminem Venom song from the second Venom movie. Or was it from the first Venom movie? I don't remember. And I see somebody else just joined us. If whoever else is here, if it's Val again, we're gonna reopen the circle right now, and then we will. And then we should be able to. Oops, I need to Poke Portal. Obviously, you can stream snipe me and know my team, but all right, form a group. We'll see if anyone here wants to join. We'll give them a second. So STF085 is the room code. Absolutely feel free to join. And we'll set back out together. Oh, and number 3 left. That's fine. I've got them DMCA free beats going still. There's Dragon Tamer. Or sorry, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, it's OS, not 05. Okay. Sorry, yeah. It's on the small screen for me, as I was saying earlier, because I have to keep it on my Streamlabs, because my Switch and my computer and all that, it's a whole mess. So I'm like watching it in a window is how I'm playing the game right now. I don't think I'd be able to play any other games on my Switch on stream the way it is right now. Like the screen is not big enough the way it is right now. It's just too compressed for me. Like I couldn't play like Splatoon or something. Anything involved I couldn't play. Now let's see. I'm gonna set up my battle team. And I think they're all set up for items wise. Yeah, alright. Welcome back. All right. Again, you have the slight advantage of being able to see my team here, but that's fine. You know, look, that's fine. Here, what we'll do? I will. We'll start the battle. I mean, obviously you'll see what Pokemon I have, but you won't know their moveset. You tell me once you've selected your 3, and then I'll select my 3. But you just don't tell me which 3 you selected, and then you'll have the advantage of knowing what I have. But it's fine. I don't care. It's a friendly. Like, this isn't for glory, so it's fine. Battle. We'll do singles. So it's 42685111. Oh, and my cat is here to complain. My poor kitty cat had an allergic reaction in her ear. No, we'll do 6. Or we can do both. I was going to do if we're gonna do 6, actually, I was gonna do 3, like tournament rules. Pick your 3. But if we're doing 6, I might have to reset my team. But I was just gonna do like the current operating rules. So single battle, 3 Pokemon, and then we can do 6, and then I'll switch up my Pokemon that I'm bringing. Not by much, because it's my only single battle team, but you know. I'm working on building my double battle team right now, but I don't need it to be shiny, but I'm going for my shiny Crocodile. Is part of my double battle team. It's up to me to decide them. Marriage rules, yes. Single battle. Single battle flat rules. Official rules 1. 3 set to 50. Special Pokemon, same items not allowed. Battle 20 minutes. Let's do official rules 1. Participating battle teams. Oh, you get to see some of their items. Random background music. I mean, for me it won't matter, but preparations complete. I'm just gonna pick my team. Oh shoot! I didn't switch items. Okay, whatever. I didn't switch to what I meant to switch to. Ooh, whoops, as they say in France. Hey, oh no, that's my. I was like, hey, you got a shiny Rellor too. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's me. It depends. Generally what you want for a competitive team. Oh, unlucky for me. Generally, for single battles, it's just bring hard Pokemon. You'll want a hard hitter of sorts on your team. Also, I don't think I switched my moves back from when I was building it. But it depends on what you're going for on your competitive team, really, is what it comes down to. Ah, the toxic spikes. Not good for me. Sorry. We should be fine. More toxic spikes. Spooky. But yeah, there are a couple different types of teams you can build basically in competitive. I like to go with beaters like this, where you just set up one Pokemon to be your beater, and that's sort of all there is to it. But he's got me beat with Sucker Punch. Oh, no. He does not Sucker Punch. Yeah, you want a beater team is pretty easy. If he takes out my Dragonite, that's basically it for me. Like, I can't do much to stop him if he can take out my Dragonite. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Because it's all about just setting up for my Dragonite here, is basically what it comes down to. No. But yeah, sometimes you want to stall, sometimes you just build a whole bunch of defense. I think I might be... Oh, why not? Hey, what's up, Computer Geek? Welcome aboard. I thought it was faster. There we go. Game over. GG. Yeah. Here, let me rebuild for a 6 Pokemon team, and we'll do a 6 Pokemon battle next. But yeah, you got beaters. Usually you want to bring at least one wall Pokemon so you can stop them, especially in a 6-person battle. Hey, it was pretty good. Like, that's a good team. Like, what you build, there was nothing wrong with that team. Here, we'll... I'm just going to redo my team a little bit. Just to adjust things. But then we'll do 6 Pokemon, no restrictions. Yeah. Honestly, if you had Sucker Punched, I don't know if you had Sucker Punch, but if you had used Sucker Punch on my Dragonite with your Meowscarada, it would have been game over. You would have absolutely decimated my Tauros. But because I outspeeded with extreme speed, that's where the turnaround was there. It's not a Babiria, Salac Berry is what I need. Yeah. I don't know, Computer Geek, if you're there. if you have Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, but we're happy to have you. Oh yeah, I got to the master rank in single battles with pretty much that exact team I just fought you with, and then like I got there once, and then that was it. Like I was like, I'm not touching it again. So I did competitive, but only up to a certain point is what I always do. Yeah, I don't do a lot of competitive either. Like, it's one of those things that I'm like, I'll get to a certain point, and then that's it. Do I even have the item I need? Yes. Yeah, wait till the bug fixes, which probably won't happen for a while. And then... that's special defense. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud while I'm doing it. I do want him. Yeah, exactly. Once the DLC drops, they'll probably have a lot more bug fixes. That's what I need to do. Remember moves. Yeah, a lot of bug fixes. Sorry, I'm thinking up how I'm gonna play this. And I know I need a couple of things here that. Oh no, I can't do that, can I? It changes what I was going to do. Alright, we'll do that. Actually, 2 seconds. I don't know if it's... because it might be an egg move that I, yeah, and the, I don't know if I'm able to build this the way I want to, which would be unfortunate. I can't. Okay. Actually, you know what? I can do this, though. I think. Yeah. Because, yeah, the frame rate on this game is just one of the most ridiculously bad things for a game of this day and age. This isn't exactly how I want it, but good enough for now. Oops. Alright. And then I'll be ready when you are, Dragon Tamer, to go again, and we'll just go no restrictions. And should be good. But yeah, putting out Glimmora is just a good hazards Pokemon. Like, it's just a perfect put it out as hazards at the beginning of any single battles. You run, like, when I did get to Master Ball rank in this game, but you ran into so many Glimmoras as just the opening, because it's a perfect opener. It really is. With both with its ability, like Toxic Debris is fantastic, where you get things like Mortal Spin, Ancient Power, all that sort of stuff. And again, same code, 4268-5111. When you're ready. It's just such a good opener. And again, there's always a meta like that. I think they're probably going to remove Mortal Spin or ban it, just like they did with Shedtail and Cyclizar. Like, they banned Cyclizar from competitive almost immediately because it was just too good. But now they've just banned the move Shedtail. Because that move was just too overpowered. Like, free substitute and baton pass at the same time was just far too easy a setup. Had you some feathers? Yeah. No, exactly. Get them feathers warmed up here. Oh, did it? No restrictions. Are these rules okay? Yes, they are. Participating battle team. I've never done the no restrictions. Exactly. There's always another game to add to lists. And that's a problem too, is like I always get so like interested in upcoming games, and then not all of them are level 100. Oh, you might be at a pretty severe disadvantage then. But to be fair, I mean, some level 1 Pokemon can be pretty good. Like they have utilization. Not to plug somebody who's not me. 99 and 89. Fair enough. I think all of mine are 100 because I've done so many raids that I just have maximized all to level 100 the moment I get them. But if you've ever seen the channel Temp6T on YouTube, very interesting content, very funny. He plays Pokemon Showdown. Preparation is complete. All right. After that, it really doesn't matter. Exactly. Aaron level 1 with Shellbell and Endeavor is just a very funny thing to see because he'll survive any shot due to Sturdy. You use Endeavor, you do all the damage. That usually requires a poison setup, like a poison spike setup or something like that, or Sandstorm. But yeah, you can do some pretty cheesy strats with like a level 1 Pokemon in any unrestricted battles. There's some pretty funny cheese you can do. But yeah. Oh, so close. Rip. That's fine. But yeah, there's some just so funny, but also very... They're easily countered if you know how to counter them. But yeah, there are some very funny ones out there. I never played Undertale. It's one of those games that got too cringy, I think, at the time that it came out. Like, it was far too cringy for me to want to play it at all. Like, I was just like, this is just far too cringe for me. So I never ended up playing it or Deltarune. Like, all these, like, the cool, like, sort of, not 8-bit, but, like, this sort of, like, bit-type games are all so, they were all so hyped all the time that I just, like, I found them to be, like, they got so hyped that it made me just so cringe against them. And I just couldn't get to playing them. But yeah, they're fun. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a whole bunch of rip. Rip. Get flinched. Oh, he got it. I was like, oh darn, he got the crit too. I'm like, oh wait, flower trick always crits. Whoops. It's all fine. All is well that ends well. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about those types of game. Yeah, it's like you either get somebody super chill or just like somebody who's like who's foaming at the mouth, and you're like, all right, you need to relax a little bit. Yeah, it's all a very all a lot of good. There are just a lot of good games though. Like I know they're good games, but it's like I can't bring myself to play them. My little brother plays a lot of games that are like sort of new indie, a little bit out there. That no, the phone's almost dead. Oh, a crit. That crit didn't need to happen. That's fine. Whoops. Alright. I also sent out the wrong Pokemon, but it worked out. Do I play Star? Sorry, I missed your I missed your question there. Do I play Stardew Valley? I tried starting it for a good, I don't know, I don't know, a good like hour and a half. Like it was just too slow a start for me. Um, Personally, too slow a start for me. Um, but yeah, it's a fun game. Again, another one of those games that I know my little brother, who's far more of a gamer than I am, I put a lot of time into Stardew Valley. There, GG again, Dragon Tamers. That was, you had me on the ropes. I was yeah, I was like, uh oh. I'm actually I meant to switch in King Gambit instead of Annihilate, and I think had I not misclicked and sent out Annihilate, you probably would have won, because I wouldn't have been able to switch in against your Glamora. I think like you had me there had I not accidentally misplayed. Like if I hadn't pulled a stupid battle again, same rules. One more time, same teams. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure, knowing my little brother, I'm sure he has it. He's again, he's far more a gamer than me. Um, all right, a different rule will be set. Oh, I think you get to select. Oh, it's up to me to decide it. I'll just decide no restrictions again. Participating battle team. Yeah, and knowing my little brother though, he probably already has the collector's edition. Oh yeah, for sure. No, if he doesn't, but I'm almost sure he will. And then it doesn't matter for me. And let's see if I actually intentionally win instead of accidentally win. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm all for those like sort of indie games. Yeah, what classifies somebody as a AAA gamer for me, it would be how serious they take the game. Like, I don't even think you need to be good to be a AAA gamer. It's how serious do you take the game, and not to like knowledge, because like I have a lot of Pokemon knowledge, but I do not. I don't take the game like super seriously. So I think for me, AAA gamer is going to be somebody who takes the game very seriously. Oh, the poison. The super poison. I don't know how I was faster than you there, but I were. Yeah, exactly. Pure completion, that doesn't make you a AAA game. Like, if you want to complete every game, I wouldn't say that's what makes a AAA gamer. Again, for me, it's all about how seriously you take a game. Exactly, yeah. Because like a lot of people play a lot of games and enjoy playing a lot of games, but I wouldn't say that's what makes them a AAA gamer. I say AAA gamer goes to whoever takes it really, really seriously as sort of like part of their personality almost. And that's my little brother. My little brother takes it super seriously. You got a problem with my annihilate? Doing some annihilation, baby? Exactly. I mean, like, but again, that's just enjoyment of a game, right? Like, I don't think that's like, oh, you're having to do AAA, like you're taking it so seriously, because you're like paying attention to the story. It's like, no, you're just enjoying a game. But like, you got those people who are frothing at the mouth for a game. Like, that's when I'm like, you're getting into that, like, oh, I'm a AAA, like, or I again, that's like, you're taking this way too seriously. It's like, get out of here. That's my opinion. But I'm also not the authority. I should be, but I'm not, apparently. Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. It's like the tuple, 100%. Rage Fist is 100%, and it gets stronger every time I use it. And also, I have the metronome, which the more I use it, the more damage it does. Ha! That's luck right there. That right there, I think, is the clincher for it. Well, yeah, that's a GG right there. That's a game over. Um, unless you pull a pretty amazing comeback, I think that miss kind of clinched the game right there. But that's the way it is. Speedrun building a team. Here, we'll swap in. Go Poltergeist. Exactly. Yeah, and that's a big thing. Is like, you don't want to be a spoiler. But yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, if you like a game, like, I think was it me and you, Computer Geek, the other night, talking about One Piece? It's like, I could go on about One Piece for like hours and hours. Like, I love One Piece, and if somebody asks me, it's like, hey, let's talk about One Piece. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll talk about One Piece with you, like, for sure, as long as you want to. But yeah, but like, but beyond that, it's like, I don't go, like, it's like, if it's something I enjoy and somebody genuinely wants to hear about it, sure. But to what Oak was saying, if like you get people like, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those games that always does it for me. Like, people who have, like, like Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links. GG, yeah, good game. Again, I think if your Lucario had hit with Bone Rush, we might be seeing a different outcome here, possibly. But that was that really was the clincher right there, with the Lucario Bone Rush. But it is the way it is sometimes, especially in competitive. Always when you want it to, when you want something to hit, is always when it misses. Like, it's like, hey, it's 90% accuracy. It's like, okay, now is the time it's going to miss. It's like, it's 90% accuracy. Alrighty, I'm going to miss now. Yeah, like, people who play Yu-Gi-Oh, like, and I'm talking like, not even just the cards, but like any Yu-Gi-Oh game, like any of the video game parts of the franchise, anything like that. Wow, I'm surprised that actually still killed me. I have Marvel skill. Oh well. Poisoned. Shouldn't be poisoned by spikes. It is levitating, but it is. But yeah, like the people who will be playing a game for like, because I think I have 500 hours at least in this game, and like 500 hours in Sword and Shield. Again, GG Dragon Tamer. That was well fought. But I wouldn't consider myself that serious because again, yeah, exactly. That was a bit of a luck win there, or entirely a luck win there for me that time. Um, might have still been able to. I might have still won even if Lucario hadn't missed, but that was the clincher moment. That was the like, all right, GG, game over. When your Lucario missed with the Bone Rush. But again, hey, that's what happens. I think what people say in the actual exactly. You had me on the ropes. Like, I mean, even in our like first no restrictions battle, you got me down to my last Pokemon. Like that's as close as you can get. Like it wasn't a sweep. Exactly. Like I think when it in competitive, what they say is like if it has below 100% accuracy, assume that it's 50% accuracy is what they say in like competitive. I don't know. I'm just going in circles. Exactly. Yeah. It's all about the gambit, but yeah. But yeah, it's like the people who put like what am I trying to say here? I can't even think what I'm trying to say. Like the people who will already have like 2,000 hours in Scarlet and Violet, right? Like the people who play 10 hours a day every day, not touching another game, not thinking of another game. Like it's just, I'm doing this and only this always forever. I can't do that, right? Like I can't do that, and I'm like at that point it's like an unhealthy, but also that's who I'd say like those are the people who consider themselves like AAA gamers. Okay, well I probably have like the same amount in Minecraft too, but it's like you're not just playing Minecraft, right? Like you're here in Pokemon right now, and it's like so you'll put down Minecraft, you pick up Minecraft, like again across Pokemon general, like all the Pokemon games I've played. Exactly, you got it there. Exactly, like but yeah, like Pokemon or like Minecraft for example, like Minecraft I'll play for like 3 days, right? I'll play it for like like 5 hours a night for like maybe even just a straight week, and then I'm like, all right, I've played enough of Minecraft for now. And it's not that I'm done with Minecraft or I'm like I'm not picking up Minecraft again. I will, but it's like you put in a lot of time, you take a break, you do something else, and then you're like, you know what I feel like? I feel like playing Minecraft some more again. Um, if you look at my past streams, you'll see like 4 of my past streams were in almost all of my streams rather are in MapleStory, which is a great game if you haven't played it. But almost all of my streams are in MapleStory because the game I love playing that game, but sometimes I need a break from MapleStory. Sometimes I need to play Pokemon. Sundays, if you're ever around, I've dedicated Sundays to Valheim. So if you're into Valheim, like I'm like Valheim Sundays, I get like a break. But the majority of my content so far, since I started streaming on Twitch, has been MapleStory content. I wasn't planning on it, but it just ended up like that. I'm just gonna walk around in circles and hatch while I chat. Oops, I should see if these are any good before I release them. Exactly, yeah. It's like I can play for sometimes a month, sometimes like for me like back on Yu-Gi-Oh, I played Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links when it came out, and I played it for probably I played it like right when it came out, and I stopped playing a few months after the first year anniversary. So I played that game like I wouldn't say religiously. I played other games at the same time because Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links was on my tablet, so I play other things. But yeah, like you can play a game like and invest a lot of time into a game that you enjoy it, but like and like with games like Hollow Knight or I think you were mentioning Celeste the other day as well, Computer Geek, was like it's one of those games that like the people who like speed run Hollow Knight like hitless, deathless, like 100% that spent, that you're like, you look at them and they're like, oh, I'm going to reset. Like, oh, I'm going to reset and play it again. Oh, I'm going to reset. Like, speedrunners I put up there, like, for that, like, especially if it's a skillful speedrun, if it's not, like, a super glitchy speedrun, but, like, rather as a skill speedrun. Because there's a lot, like, Outlast has I think, like, a 3-minute speedrun, but that's because it's all, like, it basically relies on glitching through the ground into the final cutscene, is how it goes, or into, like, to the final stages of the game. So that, like, but stuff like that where it's like Hollow Knight, where, like, you don't glitch yourself through a Hollow Knight run. Like, you don't use a special glitch to, warp to the third place. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, it was, it's one of those things that, like, it takes a lot of practice to speedrun, is what I'm saying. And, yeah, like, focusing on completion, totally cool. What do you think? Am I going to get the shiny Sandile this time? You think, Dragon Tamer? We got the shiny Sandile? I wish he didn't do that. I would absolutely just spin with him over and over again. Let's see, is this the one? This is the one. I can feel it. Yeah, it's like, it's pure completion, or like getting 100% of collectibles or something like that in a game. Again, I don't even classify that as, or even like achievements, right? If you play Xbox, or if you go for the Steam achievements, like in Skyrim or something, right? I don't think that counts as, like, it's like, oh, like, we should consider him, like, he's like a top tier gamer. It's like, no, he's just a guy who likes to complete things. Like, that's, and I think that's a normal amount of appreciation for a game. Like, wanting to complete a game 100%, I think that's a normal desire. Like, wanting to see something through to its completion. Dragapult did not bless me with his shininess, unfortunately. But it'll bless this next round of it, because I can feel it. Exactly, like, completionists are different, because I think completionists, like, being a completionist in a video game is not the same as someone who's, like, obsessive about the game, right? Like, there are people who are, like, really obsessive about it, versus, like, completionists is like, hey, I started something, I want to finish everything in it, right? I'm definitely not a completionist. I'll go back and I will complete games. Like, again, I got all the achievements in Skyrim, that sort of thing. But, like, I've been playing Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and there's 1,600 collectibles in that game. And I've been slowly, over time, picking them up. Like, they're all fairly easy collectibles, but there's 1,600 of them. So it's exactly, like, you can do it to pass the time. Like, and if it's a fun game, or a game you're having fun playing, like, it's fun to complete. Like, it's fun to complete things. And again, it's also, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, I would like to complete this game. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's when you get, like, again, it's foaming at the mouth is the best thing. It's like, if you don't get, collectible 314 within 2 hours and 41 seconds, why are you even bothering to play the game? And it's like, chillax. Like, I'm just having fun playing a video game. Like, this, like, unless you're in a competition, it's not a competition. It's like those people who are just like, how could you not have gotten to, phase 3 of this boss fight in under 45.6 seconds? It's like, what kind of gamer are you? It's like, I'm just playing the game, man. Like, it's a video game. I'm trying to have fun, man. That's what I'm here for. Bless me, Dragapult. Bless my Sandile. He'll be gold just like you. Exactly, right? Like, and that's the thing. Like, and again, speedrunning is an interesting thing in its own right. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not bashing speedrunners for how seriously they take the games that they speedrun. Some of it is really cool, and it takes a lot of practice and skill. But I think especially among, like, I'd say the majority of speedrunners, they understand that, again, they're just playing a video game. And I would say, I mean, you're getting in the AAA because, again, they'll, they're like, some of them, especially like if you've seen, if any of you watch Summoning Salt on YouTube, he did one on Super Mario Bros. The world record. Come on, Dragapult. Bless me. Shiny. Nope. Like, they take it seriously, but they just sort of like, I'll reset. And then they celebrate when they get, like a world record. They celebrate, and it's like, there's a major pop off, and it's awesome. I would say they're AAA gamers, but it's, yeah, that's a major thing too. I feel like that is one of the, all right, Caesar, bring it to me, right in your crotch. Darn. Yeah, like first-person shooters, that's where it gets like, oh, the first-person shooter community, any game that's a first-person shooter, and there are various reasons why I don't play first-person shooters. But one of them is there's just no good first-person shooter game community. Like, there's no non-toxic first-person shooter game community, or little asterisk, major first-person shooter game community, right? Like, I'm sure there are some, like, I think the game's shut down now, but Tribes Ascend, I would argue, like, you could do a third-person mode, but everyone really played first-person was really what it came down to. But it was a tiny game, like, and it shut down because it was so small. Pretty recently, though, actually. But it was because it was so small, it didn't have a big enough community to be toxic. But games like Call of Duty, Halo, anything like that, I'm like, you get into those communities, and it's like, it's gonna be toxic for every first-person shooter game. Because I know they made Titanfall 1, but then didn't they make a Titanfall 2, and wasn't it like a huge flop? Like, I think just like a lot of games, modern games, it fell victim to just being like poorly made, if I'm remembering correctly, because Titanfall 2 I think came out quite a while ago now, and I don't think they've even talked about a third one. Come on, Vaporeon. So close. That's a big one. That's that one's almost as big as the Vaporeon. Here we go. Shiny power. Yeah, Titanfall, definitely one of the good ones, but again, they exactly, yeah, because I think, Apex came out. Did they come out around the same time too? Because it was around the time, I think, that also like battle royales like popped off, like because there was a time when this was like everyone made a battle royale. Like every next week was like the new battle royale. Okay, different time later. Yeah, I remember like Titanfall 2 came out and it was super buggy, and then I remember hearing something about like, and this is all news. I never played any of the Titanfall games. I just sort of saw like people play them, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty neat game. Again, I just don't play first-person shooters for a variety of reasons. One being the communities, but yeah, I remember when Titanfall came out, like Titanfall 2 came out, people hated on it a lot. And everyone else like loved Titanfall. Like I remember Titanfall being one of the I remember Titanfall being a big sort of positive game. Like everyone loved it, and then they made Titanfall 2, and everyone was like, people turned on it hard from what I remember. And then I remember then at one point they were just like, we're abandoning this for something else. I didn't know it was Apex. I didn't know it was the same company that made Apex and Titanfall. But it doesn't surprise me. Exactly. Yeah, there are so many games that get abandoned far too early, especially nowadays. Like, It's all. Oh, fantastic. Please be anchor point. Oh, that's wonderful. That's going to replace our current sand dial, right? Yes, it will. Right. Oops. We'll move the Everstone. Not that we're going to be breeding anytime soon, but if we don't get any shinies from... He's just chilling around. I've seen his little speech bubble going around, so I don't know if he's just hunting around or if he's just walking around. But I've seen his speech bubble moving, so I assume he's just bopping around, maybe doing raids or something. But I see he still is in the group. It usually notifies the host when somebody leaves the group. Can we find them on the map? I don't think we can. Yeah, it doesn't show you on the map. But he's out and about here somewhere, I think. Probably. When I pause, it should say, like... Yeah, it says he's still in the session. It says he's doing a thing. Probably in a raid, or maybe just chilling. To each their own. But yeah, I feel like game companies too are so quick to abandon their games, and just like, we're just gonna make something new now, or we're gonna go to our new product there and just abandon any updates. Like, it kind of bugged me, and like, obviously new Pokemon game, they're gonna work on the new Pokemon game, but the fact that with Sword and Shield, I played Sword and Shield as well, obviously, for a lot of time, and basically the moment they announced Scarlet and Violet, they announced in Sword and Shield basically, hey, this is the last tournament in Sword and Shield. We're doing nothing with this game ever again. And they were just like, we're abandoning this game, by the way. Like, hey, we just announced Scarlet and Violet. We're abandoning Sword and Shield. Good luck. And I feel like, because I do like to every once in a while kick into the ranked battles. I feel like immediately after they announced that, I was just facing hacker after hacker. Like, you know, they were always full shiny, like always with moves that I'm like, I didn't think they could learn that, beating me in speed where I'm like, I don't think this Pokemon should be faster. Their names were always a little weird and wonky too. Like, it was just immediately, the moment that Scarlet and Violet was like, I think it was after they were announced, but I think like as soon as they're like, hey, it's coming out on like whatever date it came out, they're like, and by the way, we're abandoning Sword and Shield. Good luck anyone who enjoyed those games. Like, they're so many game devs are just so quick to be like, hey, we're bringing something new, we're abandoning it. Yeah, where's it? I'll follow you. Although I might fall behind, just remember that I am hatching eggs, so I'll follow you. Lead the way. You gotta drive there though. You gotta run the direction. Oh, in a second, once my egg hatches. Colonnade Hollow. Okay, that's east, right? Top east. All right, we'll drive there. Even better. Lead the way, but just be aware I will stop for my eggs. Again, like in the trailers, like this looked so cool. Like flying with your friends was awesome, but with the shitty FPS for this game, it just is such a... Oh, here's my egg. It's such a ridiculous, like, choppy flight. Like in the trailers, it was awesome. It was like, jump off cliffs with your friends and all of you glide together, and then it's like, by the way, you can't actually do it and have it look that fluid. It's like, you can do it, but it's gonna look like crap. You're not gonna be able to fly with your friends. Hold on, gotta replace my eggs, because I do have like 12 more boxes of eggs too. And I gotta keep on the time, because I do have work tomorrow, unfortunately. Alright, I'm climbing the mountain. But yeah, it just, again, I wish this game were more, were better made. This way. Because it's fun. And that's the thing, too, is it's so fun, but it's so, but the issues with it are so annoying, right? Like, it's like, it shouldn't be as bad as it is for this game. I think I lost you. Oh, here we go. Right here. Overlooking. Yeah, it's a good spot. Overlooking Casserole Lake. I know it's Casseroya, but, you know, Casserole Lake. Really near. I think my favorite spot in Scarlet and Violet here, I think it's, let me see. It's up here in one of the mountain spots. I think it's over on this side. Beautiful. Yeah, and again, like, it's such a good game. Is it here? No, there's a... Oh no, it's near here, I think. Yeah. Exactly. That's the thing that bugs me about it, is like, here, now you get to follow me. It's a long journey. We're going to Fury Falls. Yeah, like, it's one of those things that, yeah, exactly. Like, as you develop new games, you should have fewer bugs, not more bugs. Lost? Oh, I'm just over here. Here we are. This way. Oh, and there's the spawning. Hattie. Run away. Hello, person. It's the other side of the mountain. Oh, I got an egg. Come on, Sandile. Shiny Sandile. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mushroom power up with a rock in its head. Really is what it looks like. Look, they're running out of ideas a little bit. No, they're not. I say that, but it's like they always have a few just throwaway Pokemon in each generation where you're just like, wow, that's stupid. Like, even in Gen 1, though, like, yeah, the same thing. Like, some Pokemon, you're just like, wow, that's a bad design for a Pokemon. Like, I mean, like, the one people point to a lot is, like, Geodude is one that people point to a lot. Ditto, it's just a blob with a smiley face. Executor, yeah, Jinx is just, like, it's just blackface. Yeah, oh no, they're all cool, but I mean, like, as far as, like, it's like, oh, that's a creative. It's like, it's not very creative. It's a blob with a smiley face. Ditto's great. I love Ditto as a Pokemon. It's adorable and hilarious, but as a design, it's like, that was not a, like, let me think about what this could look like. It's like, I'm just gonna spill some soap and draw a smiley face on it. But again, there are some, like, but then you get, like, you know, so you got designs like that, but then you get, like, Nidoking and Nidoqueen, right? Or, like, Gyarados, like, or another bad one, Gul'din. It's a goldfish with a point on its head. Like, it's, you know, you're like, okay. But again, then you get some cool ones in there, right? Like Venusaur is probably one of my favorite, like, most creative Pokemon. Charizard, again, cool Pokemon, but it's just a very bog standard dragon as far as, like, design goes. With the whole, like, that it's a fire type and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of there's always the throwaway or two. Come on, Sandiles. Oh yeah, he's way overused. Yeah, exactly. It's an SCP. That's all Ditto is. Ah, rude. Now the question is, in this game and the way it works, I guess they're in the different area, but if you could have a Ditto spawn in the same area as Zorua, would it be transformed into the Zorua, or would the Zorua be transformed into the Ditto? That's the question. These are the questions that we must answer. Somebody has to break the game code, though. Which, again, as soon as... Are you still with me, Remaster? I'm in, okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or would it be Zorua, or Ditto transforms into Zorua, Zorua transforms into, you know, whatever it is, Tropius, or, you know, whatever. A double transformation, and you go to attack it, and then it's like, oh, actually, it's a Zorua. Oh, actually, it's a Ditto. We do the double transform. These are the questions we need answers to. That they won't give us, but, you know, I'm sure somebody will break the code at some point. That's what happens in video games. People immediately try and break them. I will say that's the same with just about everything, though. So my day job, outside of streaming. Yeah, do you have a favorite scenic spot, Oak? We're headed to mine right now. Not really? We're going up the mountain. Up and over. There is also a spot I found. Yeah, we're going up the mountain instead of into the cave. Because we gotta be high for the spot anyway. I was gonna say something, but I lost my train of thought. Did I lose you at the Dali Zappa Pass? Tornado mode! Going up. Oh, or sliding off. Oh, and hatching an egg. So I work for a car company in my day job. And one thing... Ayo! Look at that, baby! Look at that. That's what we want to see. Now, the true question is it hidden ability? That's the question, but let's go. Let's go. Regardless, that's what we want to see. And it's not hidden ability. That's okay. We'll put it in our shiny box, and we'll keep hatching eggs. We do have a... an ability patch, so we'll use that if we need to. But there we go. Let's go. That's number 1. If at the end of all these boxes of eggs we don't get another, no big deal. I'll just use my ability patch. But we still got like 5 boxes, so if we get another one, we'll keep going up. I'll wait for you at the top of this sort of hill here, Dragon Tamer. Yeah, let's go. Got that shiny. Oh, you're just at the top here. Oh, hey, what's up? There's Oak joining us up here. Let's see, shiny number 2 right here. Let's go. 2 in a row. Back to back. Not back to back. Alright, that's what happens. Alright, this way. We'll avoid all these mons, and we'll hatch an egg. Let's go. I'm actually so happy that I got one. I was so worried. I was here the other night with Val, who was in here earlier, and I was hunting for a shiny Sprigatito, which I did eventually get. But we went through all of my boxes of eggs and not a single shiny. And it was like, it was like 12 boxes of eggs, not a single shiny. I think that getting shiny Sprigatito was one of the, oh, here we go, another one, was one of the longest shiny hunts I ever did. I think the longest shiny hunt I ever did was hunting for a shiny Komao in Sword and Shield. I think I hatched at least 50 boxes of eggs. I gave up a few times, like after like days and days and days of trying to get one. I just gave up at one point. But I have so many eggs still. Yeah, just trying to get, sometimes you just are, sometimes, yeah, it's just like you're the RNG gods just do not smile on you. Yeah, I was here, I was working late the next day. I didn't have to get up early, so I think Val and I were here until 4 in the morning. My time, I'm on Eastern Standard Time, but we were here till like 4 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, going through all my eggs. I got even more boxes of eggs, and we just like we hatched over 500 eggs on stream, only to end up with no shinies. But then sometimes you just get really lucky, and you're like, hey, here we go. Oh, we're nearing it. It's somewhere over here. It's over by, yeah, over here. Stay on the, oh, there's the path again. A bit lower, but stay the course. We're going to the pointy area, right over there, where all the pointies are. But if you do see, I was thinking we should have actually done the trick, but too late. If you do see a shiny Pokemon, we can technically all catch it, as long as it's not an exclusive. Because if we all save in front of it, and then, or no, I think it only works for 2 people. But 2 people can catch a shiny Pokemon, the host and somebody else, because all the spawn rates are technically mine. So if I save in front of it, or if you're ever in a party of 2 with people, and sorry, we're flying off towards the pointies. And we're coming up to it. I know, I'm falling. Yeah, you save in front of, you get the host to save in front of it. You have the second player battle it, and then the host, while the second player is battling the shiny Pokemon, exits or disbands the group. And then the host can reset their computer and reset their game and recatch the shiny Pokemon because the spawn is set for them, and then the second person just gets to keep the shiny Pokemon. Actually, I can't find it. It's over here somewhere, but it's overlooking the mountain. I think it's actually further in over here by the Fury Falls. Oh, I got another egg. Yeah, you can double catch shiny Pokemon if you're in a party of 2, which is pretty cool. I'd say that's a pretty good exploit. My roommate also has, he has Scarlet, I have Violet. We've done it a couple of times where we shiny hunt, like we both hunt a different raid, and then we can both get the shiny Pokemon in the end. Because we just end up, one of us just ends up saving, whoever's hosting just ends up saving in front of it, the other person catches it, and off we go. Oh. Yeah, it's at the top of the Fury Falls somewhere. I don't know where it is. I told you I'm going to my favorite scenic spot. I don't know where it is. You know it's over here somewhere. And you overlook the you can overlook the grove and the desert. I think it's over there, still further. Or it might be this way a bit more. But this is a nice spot. It's over here somewhere. But up here is just nice too. Anything overlooking or looking into the mountain is pretty cool. Pretty nice. I like the different landscape here. Yeah, I'm so happy I got that. That was, I got distracted because I was so happy about my little crocodile. So the next one on the list, after we finish hatching all these boxes of Sandiles, is going to be Flamigo, and then Cacnea. And then after that, who knows? But I'm sure I'll figure out somebody. And we'll get a nice shiny Cacnea for the Cacnea Thorns gang. Everyone loves Cacnea. I don't see how anyone could not like Cacnea. He's just a guy. He's just hanging out, man. Like, look at him. He's just there, blessing us with shiny powers today. It's perfect. Oh, Honchkrow. I also wish, just like when you go into the menus, the wild Pokemon won't attack you. They'll like despawn. I wish the same thing when you were hatching eggs, so that every time you hatched an egg, like out in the field, you didn't have to then fight a wild battle. Especially in the areas with the Tauroses, like where you're being constantly accosted by Tauros, and you're like, leave me alone. Is it up here? What? Is this the spot? It looks sort of like the spot. Yeah, it's a pretty... I think this is it. I feel like there was less spikes in front of it. But yeah. Up here. Beautiful. Little bit of everything up here. And the little tree spot there. I like this little, like, grove in here. That's sort of hidden away. Oh, let's see... Let's see another shiny. Not quite. Oh, hang on, my cat's just screaming. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. Again, my cat had an ear infection, so now she's wearing a cone, and she's very upset about it. So she likes to throw little temper tantrums every once in a while. Is that another very good one? Yeah, my cat's throwing a temper tantrum. She doesn't like wearing the cone. But she has to, and it's for her own good. But you can't explain that to a cat. Yeah, I think Oak was along for the journey just to get to, for his own means. He had his own vision, his own desires, his own dreams. Oh no, he's here. He's right here. There we go. Spin gang right there. And there's a Halucha. You know. Yeah, there we go. That's the way to do it. There. You're gonna. There. 3:17. That's the. That's my timestamp. But I'll take it and do a thumbnail. All right. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna hatch the rest of these just off stream, because it is 11 o'clock my time, and I do have to be up early for work. So I think I am gonna call the stream there. I appreciate all of you hanging out tonight. I had a whole lot of fun. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate the support. And yeah, I'll try and do more Pokemon. Again, I do a lot of Maple Story, but I'll try and do a bit more Pokemon. Like I try to do Pokemon, but I want to do a bit more variation, because again, like my last 5 streams, I think were all Maple Story. And I love Maple Story, and it's a very fun game, and you're welcome to come watch and join me. But I had fun doing this. I had fun hanging out with you in the group. And yeah, I'll see you all another time. Have a good rest of your nights.